Sprung from death, it unleashed itself in a powerful wave, at once burrowing deep into the world's core and radiating through its centering atmosphere to shake the stars themselves. Hey y'all out there, thank you for joining me. This is the Fanatics of Film, and my name is Ben. Thank you so much for joining me. And I am just here because I stumbled upon this today, and it was something that's been leaked about a couple weeks ago, but there's just a few more things that have been amended to this. And this is something that is really particularly interesting to me because if you know me at all, you know that I am a Darth Plagueis fanatic. I am a freak I love Darth Plagueis. It is one of the greatest books pretty much ever. So anyway, James Luceno is the greatest. So anyway, apparently there is some leaked footage, so there are some spoilers here, so forgive me for that, but something that I just had to kind of bring up and just kind of throw out some possibilities here because of this new enlightened, possibly enlightened approach to how they are doing the writing for episode 9 here, and it might change a lot of things here. So apparently there are two scenes. These are once again these are just spoilers. These are things that they apparently had kind of thought of, or at least these are described leaked scenes that are in there here for episode 9. And apparently they're filming in Italy, Ireland, and California for these last few, finishing up episode 9 in the beginning of next year, of 2019, I think February. And so it shows, the first one shows Rey inside of a hut with with a few books, with these books here, and she's described as reading this. There's a book called The Science of Creating Life. That's the name of the book. And then there's a section called The Philosophy of Life. And then there's another section that says Transcending Death. So this is particularly interesting that it's on the same. This brought it to light, made me think about Luke. It made me think about, since, you know, he's been on Octo for this about 5 to 7 years, and regardless of what Mark Hamill, everybody else has told you, he hasn't been there that long. They either really messed up there or something when they were talking about this whole thing about him possibly being there for that long, but he hasn't. He has not been there that long. Luke has been there for only about 5 to 7 years. In the canon Bloodline novel, he was there for, well, he had been in contact with Leia, and it's about 5 years before The Force Awakens, and they lose contact. And my speculation is that is when Ben Solo, because that's when the world finds out that Darth Vader is Leia's father, or was Leia's father. And they find out in such a horrible way, and that's a huge part of canon. It was in the novel by so that's a really large event in canon, when the rest of the galaxy finds out that Princess Leia Organa Solo is related to Darth Vader. So this is kind of a big event, something that's happened there, and so something to really consider about what's happening there. But anyway, so Luke has had this for about 5 to 7 years on this, and he's on this island by himself here, and you'd think that he would have the time to really work on things, to really work on perhaps transcending death, because one of these sections is the philosophy of life and the other section is transcending death. This is something that could be really big. I know that it's probably won't happen. But if they don't take advantage of it in this way, and they only give, you know, it's like these things that, you know, transcending death, that's something huge. That's something, and so they're going to give it to Rey and not to Luke. Hopefully Luke had worked on this, and they could save Luke this way. Luke could still be alive. Anyway, and this is something that shows her in another description shows her in on the Falcon, and she's talking about the manuscript of it. Well, at least one of them is called the manuscript of Darth Plagueis, and one section is the new explorations of the Force, and the other section is the prophecy of the Chosen One. And so this is the second one. This is the one that was just barely recently found, or at least just barely leaked. So this is more likely to have happened. But if they had the original text by Darth Plagueis, that would have been really incredible, and it would have been a way to fix Luke. So that's my vote. I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts here? Luke had been seeing Luke had possibly been messing with this. He was able to conquer death, and Sidious retrieved that original book from before. So, I mean, yeah, there were in the canon that I've been reading, you know, of course, Luke had retrieved several artifacts and things that Palpatine, that Sidious had. So, anyway, you know, just calls back to the book Darth Plagueis. There are moments where, you know, Palpatine's going into his lab, and he sees all these different species of aliens and animals and everything, and they're like teetering in between, just barely dead. So so the way that Darth Plagueis was kind of trying to figure this out would be having to almost kill species and kind of leave them on the teetering. So I guess maybe that's something that. Anyway, it would be really interesting to find out if Luke had actually messed with that to see if he could conquer death. So, anyway, and it's just a manipulation of midi-chlorians. So that's, you know, I know a lot of people hate midi-chlorians, but I don't mind them. It's science behind the science, man. Science behind the spirit, which is all fun and dandy to me. So, anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think this could have been something that Luke could have used for good? Could it have been something that is amazing? It's probably just something that will be given to Rey. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? My mind is blown. Blah. Anyway, I want to see Rey turn to the dark side. That's what I want to see. I would think it would be more in line with her character. So. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is the Fanatics of Film. This is Blaster Piece Theater, and I appreciate you so much. And have yourself a fantastic day. Thanks for